Hey guys, it's Running Kimono. So today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about if you can never find clearance merchandise, like why. And I'm going to explain this to you. And if I ever did get out of couponing, this is probably a business I would dive into because I find it quite fascinating. So a lot of stores, Walgreens, Dollar General, Walmart, the three that I frequent a lot, when they do have an abundance of clearance merchandise, depending where you're living, if they don't have the real estate space to keep it on the floor, what happens is it gets packed up. It used to always go to like a Goodwill to get, sold over there, like as a donation. But what's happening now, I've noticed the last couple of years, is a lot of this stuff gets packed up and it gets sent off to an auction site. So this one is called B Stock. You need a tax information and all that stuff to start up an account. So I can't do that to show you guys the manifest. But typically how these sites look when you could get in and look at the manifest, which is a list of all the items inside of the box. And to also give you a visual of these massive boxes, what's inside. A lot of this is like holiday clearance merchandise. It could be shelf pulls. It could be items that they don't want to carry in a smaller or larger market, what have you. A lot of times these people that buy Dollar General, liquidation pallets, that's what I find the most interesting because it is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands and thousands and thousands of penny items that these people that do retail arbitrage, they resell. And sometimes when they have the $10 pot and pan set or the kettles, I'm like, that's a penny. Did you ever wonder why you can never find any penny items? This is where a lot of them end up. Okay, so this YouTuber, Resale Rabbit, I'm going to leave his video channel in the notes if you want to go and give him a follow. See where that little magnifying glass is? If you type in Dollar General, he buys the truckloads of shelf pulls from the Dollar General. So he's getting pretty much, I think, all the penny items in Wisconsin. He's also in the Midwest, probably Michigan as well, because it is almost impossible here to find pennies. And I do know that the staff around here, they bag everything up and it just gets put in the back and then put on a truck and probably sent off to him after he wins these auctions to get, I think one time he had 100,000 Dollar General shelf pulls on a pallet. It was a huge pallet, multiple like boxes, those massive ones. And it was just, this guy is really interesting what he does. He does reselling on Amazon, eBay, and then he also has these warehouse sales where a lot of this Dollar General stuff shows up. I think he's near Green Bay, Wisconsin. Anyhow, check out his site. He is so skilled and knowledgeable about reselling and just like how it works and all that stuff. If I ever did get out of couponing, this is a business that I'm deeply fascinated by. But you absolutely need a lot of startup cash and a lot of space because he has a warehouse and I just don't have that kind of space for a whole truckload of stuff. But anyhow, it's really interesting. If you're interested in this stuff and you can never find penny items, this channel might explain a couple of things or two. So there's lots of different sites on the web. This is a big one. It's called liquidation.com. So they sell everything from Amazon, returns, Amazon liquidation, what have you. They also have manifest so you can see what you're buying and for the price point. Often, depending where you're buying this stuff from, if it's like, say you're in Maine and you're buying something from Vegas, the shipping from one part of the country to the other part where it's almost on opposite ends, that's where it starts to cost you the money. So you really got to pay attention to this. This is the sort of thing you really got to study before you even buy one of these lots. But as you can see, the different lot size, if you want large items, truckloads, pallets, packages, you have all the different types. And if you look in the condition, there's all the different types. And then specifically what I'm talking about is shelf pulls. So say you're living, for example, in New York City and you're like, I never have clearance ever. I don't understand how you're finding all this stuff. I think because there's a lack of space on the floor. So for a lot of these, for them to just put this on a truck and send it off to one of these sites or a warehouse where people do these, packages and auctioning, it might be a little easier, especially if the warehouse is in New Jersey or something like that. So you never really know. And I think that's why a lot of times in larger cities, especially where there's an opportunity for it's not like in rural, the middle of nowhere, Michigan, but like places where, you know, it's a bigger city, you know, Columbus, Ohio, even like New York City. They could put this on a truck in Jersey or keep it in a warehouse and then have more auctions for this and make even more money than at 90% off for shoppers. So that's why, you know, these shelf pulls, this happens a lot, or, you know, a holiday is celebrated and the next day you go in, everything's gone. That's probably why. Or it gets donated to a Goodwill, because I know some stores do that. But yeah, it's depending what you're looking for on these sites. There are many people across the United States who are bidding on it. A lot of people might have an eBay, Amazon store, or they might need this merchandise for their own store. So it's just, you know, they're getting merchandise that's like new or newish, depending on what they're bidding. It could be brand new stuff, and they get it at a rock bottom price. However, you might get like an entire pallet of the same item, which, you know, you have to really read that manifest and pay attention. Okay, guys, so I made this, I took these screenshots last winter because I think I bought one of these at a Walmart, and I was like, I just want to know more information about this popcorn. And I fell down this rabbit hole, and I'm, again, really interested in this sort of like retail arbitrage, this sort of stuff. So this popcorn tin, 24 ounce, 3 different flavors. You know, it's a Christmas one. It has a Christmas motif on the outside as well. So I think the sale was in January. So this is a dead one, obviously a dead listing, but I thought it was curious. So I grabbed some screenshots of it. So this is an entire truckload. So from top to bottom, full of these popcorn tins, 3,600 pounds of popcorn. That is a lot. I mean, unless you wanted to just buy it to donate it, or I don't know, because it's all holiday themed. So I don't know how somebody could flip this, but you never really know. And then looking again, it's in Plainville, New York. So you know my theory about, like, so say this came from a Walmart. They probably wanted the space on the floor, and they had a ton of these, like, you know, at least 3,600 pounds, or they could have cleared many stores in that region with the same item just to bulk it together to resell. So if you saw it, you know, around Christmas Eve and you're like, I'm going to come back and get one, and the next day everything's gone, this is why. Because they probably just collected all of them to sell as a larger auction, and they would make more money doing it this way than having it on the floor or taking up space for, you know, until Valentine's Day. So anyhow, in this pallet, there's 24, so 24, you imagine 24 massive, you know, pallets of nothing but popcorn, like probably all with that plastic wrap around it. The shipping would be $350, which is a lot. So the auction was going for like what, 500? So in this alone, that would be 850 for these pallets of popcorn, with the expiry date February, March, April of 2020. So this one was a much older one, but like, you know, you'd have to use it ASAP. To show you, like, this is the brand of popcorn. I looked it up on Walmart because I got one or something crazy like that. But 24 ounces, this is the one with the dog with the bow. And it was $1 on clearance. And I did look up that place in New York, and it's actually in Long Island. So that makes sense that the Long Island Walmart would want that all packaged up and gone, you know, quickly. And I think they did that end of December around there, and it was on that auction site, which is kind of interesting. But, you know, Long Island, they could probably put it on one of the interstates and get it shipped right away. So yeah, interesting stuff. I wanted to share this video because a lot of you, especially if you live in a larger city, you might be like, well, why can I never find anything? Or even like Dollar General. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of these YouTubers have unboxings of, like, you know, 100,000 items from Dollar General, and you're looking through this and it's like, it's all clearance and pennies, and you're like, wow. So that's it, guys. Hopefully, again, informative video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.